Fab. So we thought we'd do some introductions first, and then Rochelle is going to explain how the session is going to work a bit in terms of the discussion and some activities that we have planned if we've got time to do them as well. And then we'll get going. So I'll start, I guess, with me. I'm Elid Barnes. I'm a writer, mainly poetry, but I also write flash fiction, book reviews, CNF, all sorts really. I kind of dabble in most things. I'm based in the UK, although in normal times I do spend a lot of time in Paris and a lot of time in Malaga in Spain as well. But obviously that's not happening at the moment, so I'm kind of grounded, but there we go. And yeah, I've been quite interested in modernism and surrealism, the avant-garde, Dada, for quite a while now, probably about 3 or 4 years, although I've never studied formally. But my main interests are Elid Barnes, Mina Loy, Natalie Barney. Yeah, so that's me. So I'll introduce a couple of our co-hosts. I'll start with Kuchenga. I'm waving at the screen, but I'm probably waving in completely the wrong place. So, Kuchenga is a writer, journalist, and a Black transsexual feminist whose work has been published widely online. Take a look at her website. She's got loads of fantastic things on there, places like Vogue, Wear Your Voice, and Harper's Bazaar. She's also had work anthologized in Loud Black Girls, I Will Not Be Erased, It's Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies, and To My Trans Sisters, all brilliant, all worth checking out. And she's currently writing a novel about a young Black trans girl from North London. She's an avid reader of Black women's literature and is proud to be called a lady of letters and a woman of wanderlust. So pleased that Kuchenga is one of our co-hosts today. Is there anything else you want to say, Kuchenga? Anything?
No, that's a really comprehensive description. Yeah, I think that's
cool. And I'll also introduce Miriam. Is Miriam there? Oh, you're kind of right at the bottom of my screen. I can just about see you. So Miriam is an educator and researcher who studied English and education at Wolfson College in Cambridge and gained her master's degrees from the University of Kent in Canterbury and from King's College London. And her current research focuses on women's engagement with classical sculpture and 18th century, in the 18th century, on women travellers and on the Grand Tour material culture as well. And she contributes reviews to a wide variety of online publications or academic journals, and she's given conference papers in the UK and France so far, probably many more to come. So is there anything else you want to add, Miriam? Or
no, just about sums it up. Thank you.
Great to have you, thank you. So I will hand over to Rochelle to introduce.
Thanks, Elodie. I'm Rochelle. I'm a writer from London, and I write mostly poetry and non-fiction, and a lot of my work is influenced by or in response to visual art, especially surrealism, which I'm really interested in, but also more contemporary work as well. I'm also currently guest editing the Postcards and Isolations series for Lucy Writers. I'm super glad to see some of my contributors on the call, so it's very nice to see you. I'm going to introduce Susannah as well. So Susannah Coleman is a writer and essayist, and she also lectures and is an arts therapist. She regularly collaborates and runs international art hybrid projects. Some of her recent working projects include Riding the Baking Edge, an ongoing literary baking column of essays dedicated to Leonora Carrington, as well as a hybrid project called The Ruins, with contemporary artist Anne-Sophie Duca, and an essay about her clinical art therapy and mixing mediums. Susannah's debut novel, Dark Island, will be published in 2021 by The Corpse. Susannah, do you have anything you want to add? Or
No, that's a good a good presentation. I feel it's interesting actually with the subject of Dada. The more I've been thinking about this salon, I realise I wrote one of my undergraduate. I originally trained as an actress, and performance a key element of all of my work. And I often perform readings and work on hybrid projects. And I've realised that as a writer in my own process, in my clinical work as an arts therapist, even in the hybrid way I've often worked in research projects, actually Dada is like a thread actually that's run through everything I've done. So thank you for inviting me, and I'm very, very pleased to be here.
yeah, so glad to have you. So I'm just going to give a quick intro to how the salon's going to work. So Elodie and I put together 3 activities for everyone to do, and kind of between each activity will lead into a discussion with our speakers more generally about collaboration and kind of our influences and our own work. And then at the end we'll leave some time if anyone has any questions they want to ask. Also feel free to use the message space to post any questions that you might have during the salon. So yeah, I think are we ready to begin? I think we have our first activity ready. Does everyone have access to the Google Doc, firstly? Yes, okay, brilliant. So we're gonna use the Google Doc and find your own space within the document. And also feel free to use any of the stuff that's already there. And we're going to be creating our own collaborative poems. So using the work that's already in the Google Doc, if you want to use images or words from the stuff that's already there to create a poem. I think we have about 15 minutes for this.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. So when you're ready, yeah, start writing your poems, and then we'll let you know when the time's up, and we'll go into a quick discussion.
The other way of doing this is if everybody wants to just write a single word on the document, kind of like a Dada cut and paste. So you can either take what's already there, or if you want to add another word, add another phrase, feel free to do that. And then we'll take it as a kind of, everybody does their own cut and paste job on it in order to form a poem. So yeah, as Rochelle said, please feel free to use what's there, or feel free to add your own. And we'll take it from there, and we'll see what we all come up with at the end of it. Okay, everybody, time's up on that one.